Hey guys, what's going on? I just want to make a video. I usually don't make videos, but due to lately the way media has been playing out with such boring fugazi stories, such as Caitlyn Jenner, you know what I'm saying? Like, since when is it someone in the spotlight, you become transgender and you become the biggest thing now trending? Like, like you're getting awards now, and you're getting an SP award for what? It's been done. So many people have done it before. But anyway, the purpose of my video is that I've been wanting to come out a while now with this and get some help from you guys because all right, so my this is my problem. I've been very quiet with my issue, but back in 1998, I was just 15 years old, going on 16. I had met a sexual predator, I guess as you would call it, on a dating chat line. I had met this person a few times. I think at this point I may have been going on 16. We hung out a few times. Somewhere down the line where it would have been maybe a month or so, I found out this person's real age, which was 37 years old. And this person was well aware that I was only 15, going on 16, what have you be. And the point of my story is that this person took sexual advantage of me for several years, and he used against me that if I was to say anything or whatnot, he would send pictures or whatnot, or call my father and out me. And back then, even though it wasn't so long ago, it was a pretty big deal to my dad, from which that point I had lost in '09. But this person pretty much took advantage of me for a long time. And I don't want to get too deep into details, but I will tell you, like, the first time I had met him, we had went back to his house, and he had smoked pot with me, and that was my very first time smoking pot. And with that, he had given me something to sniff, which now I have learned that something is called poppers. And doing with that, I basically passed out. And with passing out, he did what he wanted to do to me, and basically had his way with me. And I woke up maybe hour later. I really can't recall. It was a while ago. But I can recall that he definitely did do what he wanted to do, because for the next few days, I had a hard time going to the bathroom and even walking. I was in a lot of pain. And with that, it went on for several years, because at that point, this person had me trapped now. And I was scared, and a lot of people say, oh, you're a big guy, and, this, that, and the third. And, my issue is that I went to the police when I was 19 years old. I was actually forced, and it wasn't forced, but a really good friend of mine talked me into going because of what was going on. And he made me realize that this person is sexually molesting you, and you need to report him because he's going to do it to somebody else and whatnot. Long story short, with that, I had went and reported it to my local police station, and kid you not, they did nothing about it. And I had contact with them several months, and nothing was done. And I called them, and they told me it was under investigation. And I remember them calling me back in and talking to me and asking me if I knew the severity of what I was doing towards this person. Basically saying that if I was to sign these statements, I was ruining this person's life and they will go to jail for several years, which I was okay with that. And I signed the papers, and still nothing ever came out of that. And that was years after, because I had met this person when I was 15 going on 16. This person was aware of my age from the start. And I guess that was something he was in. He was into children, from what I understood, because he would always drive past my high school, and he would sit outside and he would watch the, I guess to him, he would call them young boys. And when he would do sexual acts with me later in that night, he would refer to those young boys that he's seen coming out of the school and how it would turn him on and get him off and whatnot. I mean, even with his own family, like his own nieces and nephews, nephews, because he's gay, he would refer to them as being hot and what he would want to do to them, and he would act those acts out on me for a long time. And this guy, his name is actually Keith O'Connor, and he is from Ronkonkoma. Actually, he lives in Centereach from Long Island, and he actually is a mailman, to believe it or not. He's been with the Ronkonkoma Post Office for several, I think, going on 20 years or so. And I think it's time now that I take this guy, and we need to, as a community, we need to get together and we need to get this message out there. We need to get this video out there. We need to get this person off the streets, because he's going to do it again, and if not, I'm sure he has done it again. And I've asked this person. I want to know why. I want to know why this person chose me. Why did you do this to me for? Why? I want to know this. And I've contacted him recently, not too long ago, several times, maybe 5, 6 times, maybe even 10 times. I really can't give you an exact time, an amount, but I want to know why. Why did you do this to me? Why did you sexually molest me for so many years? I mean, why did you always constantly, which I've realized more now in the past several years, we would always drink. He would always give me weed and a lot of alcohol and make me, I would sniff that stuff. And I would always pass out. And I want to know. I want to ask this guy, were you putting something in my drink? What were you doing to me? Because it just wasn't right. And now that I think about it, I want answers, because that happened 15 going on 16. I was in that for a few years. I'm now approaching 34 years old, and I'm still dealing with it mentally every single day. I think about it, and I feel like a victim. Like, this person got a lot out of what he did to me, and he's still walking the streets perfectly fine, from what I could see, from what I've heard, from what I know, and he laughs about it when I've confronted him, and I want to know, why me? Why did you do this to me for? Why did you take advantage of me? I was 15 years old. I believe I was in 10th grade, going into 11th. I want to know why. I want to know, why did you sexually molest me? Why did you sexually abuse me, rape me, whatever you want to call it, for years? And then when I had gotten older, I'll never forget, we had gotten into an argument and whatnot, and he told me, my time with you is done. You're not a boy anymore. I need to go find a new boy, and it's just disgusting, the things he would do to me. He would go out and have sex with other men during the day, and later in the night, or what have you, whether it be in the afternoon or night, I would meet up with him. He would make me perform oral sex on him, and he would tell me after I was done that he had done other sexual acts that day, and he would say, do you know what you just tasted, or stuff like that, and he would get off on that. And I remember a coworker of his, I can't recall the name, but a coworker of his that he had told what was going on. They had hung out a few times, and the coworker actually, I don't know, back then, the cell phones were pretty much, it wasn't like they are now, but that person somehow got my phone number and reached out to me and let me know that this guy Keith, not too long ago, was diagnosed with hepatitis C from a lot of unprotected sex. This guy's name was actually Andre, and he was a postal worker with him, and he had let me know. And now, mind you, at this time, I was only 16 years old, so I couldn't go get tested I had to wait until I was 18 years old to go do that because I couldn't do it with my family and my dad, my mom. I couldn't tell them I want to go get an STD, HIV, and all this test. I couldn't do that because my father, first off, wasn't. He really didn't accept it in the beginning. Towards the end, he was, he was all for it. But that's not the point. The point is that this guy put a 15-year-old. I don't remember a time if I was 15 or 16, but he put someone so young in such a dangerous situation where he had hepatitis C. And, yeah, he did have unprotected sex with me. Was it willingly? No, because I remember in the beginning I was very, I was educated with sex. Obviously, we all are. And I remember saying, "Can you please put a condom on?" I don't remember how I worded it. And I remember him saying to me straight out, "No, I'm going to make you my bitch. You're my faggot now." That's how he used to talk to me. And he would always have unprotected sex, and he would always ejaculate in me. And I would always remember just always being in pain. Always being in pain for days, not being able to go to the bathroom properly, hemorrhaging out of my, anus, and, always being uncomfortable. I never knew what to do because he would always hold it against me, and I just didn't want my family finding out, and, it was horrible. But I think I'm old enough now. I want this to get out there. I want to send this message out there, and I want to know why he did what he did to me for such a long period of time. And I want to know what he gained out of it. And I want to know, why was I his victim? Was I his only victim? What did I do wrong to him? So, guys, please help me get this message out there. Keith O'Connor from Centereach, I believe you still are, obviously. You're employed at the Ronkonkoma Post Office. I want to know why. Why did you sexually molest me? Why did you sexually abuse me? Why did you mentally abuse me? And at some point, physically. Why did you put me through what you put me through for such a long period of time? I was 15 going on 16. Why did you make me have sexual acts with other men that I didn't want to do? Why did you punch me in the back of my head, smack me across my face? And at those times, yeah, I was still a big guy, and a lot of you would probably say, "Well, why didn't you crack the shit out of him?" Well, when you're scared, you're vulnerable in those type of situations. And I was always under the influence of drugs or alcohol with him, because that's basically how he would get his way. But I want to send this message out there, and I want to know why he did this to me, Keith. I want to know, Keith, why me? And I think it's time you give me what I've been asking you for, because you obviously have a sex addiction and you're a child molester. And I want to know why you did this to me. Why me? Why did you do it for so long? You knew how old I was when I met you. I told you. Yeah, you lied a little bit, whatever. But why did you do what you did to me with such force? Why did you hurt me? What did I do? I want to know I feel like a victim, and it affects me still to this day, to where I can't even have a normal relationship. Yes, I am currently married. I've been in a relationship for the last, probably I would say we're going on 8 years strong. And yes, we're happily married. But doing what you did to me physically and mentally, I still suffer from that. And that contaminates my relationship even now. I still have thoughts in my head. Am I being abused? Am I being used for sex? What's the situation? So Keith, please, reach out to me somehow, whether it be via social media. Reach out to me and give me a one-on-one. I want to know why you did what you did to me. I think it's time that I find this out, because it's really, really bothering me. As you can see, it's 6 in the morning and I can't sleep. I've been up all night thinking about this. For some reason today, it really affected me, Keith. Keith, look in my eyes. Why did you do what you did to me? Why did you drug me up? Why did you always get me drunk? Why did you always do what you did? I want to know. I want to know why you made me have sexual acts with other men that I didn't even know unprotected. Why? I want to know, Keith. It's only fair.